Viewers of Ginny and Georgia may not like the flaws and faults of the show's main characters, but that is exactly the point that the show is trying to make and that audiences are missing. Since 2021, Ginny and Georgia has streamed its sometimes lighthearted, sometimes dramatic mother-daughter story on Netflix. After 2 successful seasons, the show has been renewed for Ginny and Georgia seasons 3 and 4. However, some audiences aren't entirely excited about the show's future. The problem is that their complaints are inextricably tied up with the entire point of the comedy drama. As the title suggests, Ginny and Georgia follows the trials and tribulations of mother-daughter duo, Ginny and Georgia. Yet, their main character status does not protect the women from being criticized. Online discussions about the show often center on the frustrations viewers have with Ginny and Georgia's main characters. Audiences often complain that Ginny is annoying and ungrateful to Georgia, who only tries to protect her. Meanwhile, Georgia's morally questionable actions often cross the line where viewers can no longer root for her anymore. Ultimately, these flaws may be irritating, but they are the crux of the series. Ginny and Georgia's common character complaints forget they're supposed to be flawed. Ginny and Georgia are not regular people. While audiences are always entitled to their opinions, the common grievances about Ginny and Georgia ignore the main point of the show. Ginny and Georgia are supposed to be incredibly flawed individuals. The show's premise supports this. Georgia is a survivor of domestic abuse, who constantly moves her children around. Though she wants to settle down and start a normal life, it is clear that Georgia hides monumental secrets that cannot be so easily squashed. With that in mind, there should be little doubt that Georgia, and those around her, are going to have behavior that isn't easily digestible. Ginny and Georgia's flaws are what make the show interesting. They form the basis of the story. If Georgia did not commit sneaky, criminal acts or hide her dark past, then there wouldn't be much of a show. Similarly, if Ginny did not give Georgia a hard time, their relationship would fall flat. Ginny and Georgia thrives off of its conflict, and most of the show's problems are created by the main characters. Though Ginny and Georgia make the wrong choices, that is the bargain viewers must make when they invest themselves in these types of deeply troubled characters. The actions of Ginny and Georgia's main characters make sense for their stories. Ginny and Georgia's actions are arguably valid. The other aspect of Ginny and Georgia that contradicts viewers' complaints is that the characters' actions usually make sense considering their circumstances. Georgia faced incredible abuse in her past, which has led her to make questionable choices in her life out of self-preservation. Although she wants a normal life, she likely has no clue what that would actually entail. Therefore, when she moves to Wellsbury, she lies, steals, and cheats to ensure she and her family are safe and protected. Obviously, this is not a sustainable way to live, but it makes sense for Georgia. Her past informs her present.